Hello, good afternoon. It's midday. Welcome to the news here on 3FM 92.7. Coming to you live from our studios at Desawe Kanda here in Accra and across our numerous affiliates in the country. In Tamale, we're live on Kesmi 107.1 FM. And while we're live on W 93.5 and all around the world, we're streaming live on 3news.com. Coming up this afternoon. Striking University Senior Staff Association members say they are unable to honor summons by the National Labour Commission to appear before it today over pensions and conditions of service. Meanwhile, government relies mounting pressure to pay pensions arrears owed to the various labour unions. We'll hear exclusively from Tewu shortly.
These monies are not paid. It affects the pensions of our members.
And also in the bulletin, 17 disqualified, more than 300 others cleared to contest the MPP primaries, with some big names going unopposed. We have the fallouts from the governing party's NEC meeting, and also high expectations among Black Stars fans as the team faces Egypt in a must-win Group B match later today after a faltering start in the AFCON 2023 campaigns.
Well, I know that most Ghanaians have already lost hope, considering the fact that we lost to Cape Verde.
For today's game, personally, I am very anxious about it because we all know the history between Black Stars and then the Egyptians.
Well, we've got the details of these and many more coming up shortly. Do stay. Many thanks for your time. Let's begin from here. And I am Emmanuel Samani. Now, striking members of the University Senior Staff Association say they are unable to appear before the National Labour Commission today for an amicable resolution of their grievances. The Senior Staff Association of the Universities of Ghana declared an indefinite strike on Wednesday over pensions and conditions of service. Now, the group is accusing governments for lack of commitment and disregard for members' pensions and conditions of service despite several negotiations. But the NLC in a letter summoned the association to appear before it on Thursday, January 18, 2024 for a hearing on the issue in the dispute. However, the Senior Staff Association has written back to the NLC explaining the reason it is unable to turn up for the said meeting. Now, they have rather requested an extension in respect of the date for an appearance before the Commission to Wednesday, January 24, 2024. It said the request is necessary because of the following reasons. One, the union is having an emergency National Executive Council NEC meeting on Thursday, January 18, 2024. Now, this meeting was apparently scheduled before they received that invitation for the National Labour Commission. They also say that they did not receive the summons on time, and at the moment, all National Executive Council members are out of town. Now, let's take you to some campuses to assess the impact of that industrial action taken by the Senior Staff Association, which has entered its second day. Joining us on phone now is our Ashanti Regional Correspondent, Ibrahim Abubakar, who joins us live from the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology to assess the situation. Ibrahim, many thanks for your time. What is the situation? What is currently happening? Ibrahim, can you hear me? Well, we're having some difficulties connecting with my colleague Ibrahim Abubakar. Let's cross over now to the University of Ghana, where my colleague Frederick Kozonti joins us from UG campus. Frederick, many thanks for your time. Where are you on campus and what can you report?
Right. We are here at the University of Ghana, where the Senior Staff Association of Universities of Ghana are currently or have laid down their tools over better condition of service. And per our assessment here at the university, we went to the student account office where students come there to have their issues of academic results and among others being resolved. But unfortunately, when we got there, we had some students in the queue and being attended to by national service personnel who have taken the role of the senior staff, which include the administrators, the security personnel, the librarians, among others. And when we go to the Ban Library, where we understand the continuous students are having their examination in, and when we got here, we could see the same situation happening as compared to the student account office. And we had only national service personnel being attending to these students. And when we talked to them, they said they are abreast with the system. So in case of any difficulty, they have to text or either call any member of the senior staff to get a better answer in order to serve these students who are preparing for their examinations.
Right. Now, so basically you're telling me that national service personnel have taken over the administrative duties of the Senior Staff Association. But just tell us, how are the continuing students and freshers reacting to the strike by the association?
So because national service personnel have filled in the gap for the senior staff, the impact is not really felt as we stand now because of the national service personnel playing the role of the senior staff. But our engagement with them, they tell us that sometimes when they come to speak to this national service personnel, because they are new in the system, they can't give them that feedback that they want as compared to the senior staff who have been there to serve them much better. That is the only feedback we are getting. But the impact of the strike has not been felt so far.
Right. Thank you for your time, Frederick, there coming to us from the University of Ghana, giving us an impact assessment of the industrial action by the Senior Staff Association of Ghana. We'll try and work the phone lines and try and connect with our Ashanti regional correspondent, Ibrahim Abubakar, to also bring us a situational update from the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. And as and when we get him, we'll bring you that soundbite subsequently. Well, in a related development, the Teachers and Education Workers Union has asked government to pay their 9-month arrears owed the second-tier pension scheme without delay. According to the leadership of TEO, the delay has affected the investment portfolio of retirees, and tension is brewing among its members nationwide. General Secretary of TEO, Mark Cranche, spoke exclusively to our Labour correspondent, Daniel Opoku, in Accra.
The arrears is affecting all the schemes. And so the scheme that we also belong to, the university pensions, the GSOP's pensions scheme, and all the other pension schemes, government is in arrears of 9 months. 9 months. And we are sending letters and signal to government that if these monies are not paid, it affects the pensions of our members, and therefore we will begin to make the noise for government to heed to making sure that payments are made promptly. One thing we don't understand is that if these monies had not been deducted, government would have paid the people all the same. So why won't you now remit what you have deducted from the people's salaries? And so we want to join forces with other organized labor groups and ensuring that this arrears thing is cleared once and for all, so that the schemes are able to invest the monies properly and get the right returns to be able to pay our members when they are due for retirement.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Well, for more on this, let's welcome in our Labour correspondent, Daniel Opoku. Many thanks for joining us, Daniel. Now, we understand that with these, pension arrears and the effects on their, investment portfolio, it doesn't only affect members of TEU, but it also affects other agencies as well. Throw some spotlight on that and give us some education.
Right. So, Samuel, when you talk about the single share pension scheme, it's part of the threefold pension schemes rolled out by government around 2008. And basically, it's about the first tier, which is being controlled by SNAPE. They have the second tier controlled by private investments or private fund managers. Then the third tier, which is voluntary contribution. Now, because SNAPE lost the control of the lump sum, it has not been given to private fund managers for them to control. It's licensed by the NPRA. So consistently, when you retire, then you have the chunk of your lump sum coming from your second tier pension scheme. And for 9 months now, unfortunately, government has not remitted to those accounts for the fund managers to do the necessary investment. So you have union leaders who will be retiring, and their benefits are to be affected, obviously. And that has been a major trend since last year. And we cut across all the various labor unions who are asking government to be able to get the money to the various fund managers, because the more it delays, it creates some level of agitations and tensions among the entire rank and file of the various labor unions. Because we know of NAC, we know of NAGA, we know of JRNMA, we know of Rockstack, we know of other affiliate unions of the CUC, which are currently being affected because of the delay in the transfer and the releases of those funds. So government has to act quickly, or else the agitations are going to continue, and that will not be too good for the industrial climate.
I want to thank you so much for your time, our labor correspondent, bringing us some insights into that particular development there. Now, let's take a step away from labor and agitations, because 6 more persons have been disqualified from the upcoming MPP parliamentary primaries after a crucial meeting by the National Executive Committee NEC meeting of the party on Wednesday night. Now, before the NEC meeting, 11 aspirants were disqualified after vetting. But now that number stands at 17 after the meeting, pending litigation in the Inshiasu constituency, which has resulted in a hold-up in the primary there. Now, let me bring you some key details of the numbers regarding this particular MPP parliamentary primaries. Now, a total of 376 forms have been picked. We know that the Inshiasu constituency is on hold pending a court case. Now we know that 17 aspirants have been disqualified, which brings the total of number of individuals cleared to contest to 325. 3 individuals have stepped down and 30 are going unopposed. Here are some key MPs who are running unopposed. We know that Dr. Yao Seiduchum, John Kuma is also, going unopposed. Brian Champon of Abetifi, Honorable Lydia Al-Hassan of Ayawaso West Wagon, Dominic Nituo, Defense Minister, is also going unopposed there. Samuel Jinapo, Ambrose Derry, as well as John Peter Mewu. Now let's take a listen to the General Secretary of the MPP, Justin Frimpong Kodia, who was addressing journalists after the crunch meeting on Wednesday night.
We have total number of 376 men and women who picked forms to contest. The new development is that we have one court case. The party has been served with a writ and also an application for interlocutory injunction with respect to Inshiasu. And for that matter, elections in Inshiasu constituency has been stand down until the court process has been addressed. For the number of people who have been disqualified from contesting in the primaries scheduled for 27 January are 17.
Right, let's cross over now to the Ashanti regional capital, where my colleague William Evans Nkum, our chief bureau there, is joining us from Inshiasu for some more updates on there. William, many thanks for your time. Now, explain to us the reason for putting that Inshiasu primary on hold. What really is the matter?
Well, the matter has to do with the fact that one of the aspirants, Kennedy Kankam, who happens to be the former member of parliament for Inshiasu constituency until he was dethroned by the current member of parliament, Stephen Amwa, is an MCE representing Ascori Mampong. And for that matter, per the party's guidelines, he was unqualified to contest. But Kennedy Kankam also argues that he is not executing his duty or official duty within the Inshaeso enclave or the KMA, because Inshaeso constituency is under KMA. He is working from a different, district, and for that matter, the party's guidelines doesn't bar him from contesting, and the reason why, he ensure that he was actually cleared at the vetting committee during the exercising the Ashanti raiding. So some aggrieved, polling station or an aggrieved polling station executive has taken the matter up, seeking some redress from the court, and for that matter has sued the party and then Kennedy Kankam as far as his status, current status, and then the position of the party per the guidelines of the party, is concerned.
Right. Now, how are delegates reacting to, all this brouhaha in there? Aren't they trying to find an amicable solution to this? And, how are they reacting to this being taken to court and the like?
Well, some of the delegates that we have engaged are not happy at all, because this is the first time in Inshaeso will have to grapple with court issue because an aspirant is aggrieved, a polling station executive member is aggrieved because of the involvement of one of the aspirants. They think that, they probably will be in for the long haul, but they're also hoping that the party hierarchy will sit down and then accelerate matters so that, if possible, there'll be some level of out-of-court settlement.
Right. So let's just hear from one of our Inshaeso directly.
I would have wished ordinarily we would have been part of the general primaries that is supposed to come off on January 27, 2024. But be as it may, all of us, we are party executives and we serve under rule of law and regulation. So we are only waiting for the national executives to give us another direction. And I understand that the issue is right now at the law court, a court of competent jurisdiction. I wish the issue could be dispensed with a dispatch so that we could be part of the 27th actions.
So unfortunate. This is the first time Inshaeso is witnessing such a situation. And then, as I said, it's very, very unfortunate. Inshaeso has been a very peaceful constituency since 1992. So this is the first time we are witnessing this court issue. But I hope the leaders of the party and then the party leaders will make sure an appropriate in order the needful. You do the needful so that Inshaeso can go and then do their or cut their votes.
Well, those are some reactions coming to you from Inshaeso there, but we'll still stay with the MPP as security has been beefed up in Bimbala following the disqualification of Alhaji Nuhu Zaruk from contesting the Bimbala constituency primary by the National Executive Committee of the governing New Patriotic Party. Our sources in Bimbala say the party office has been under security surveillance since Wednesday as more police and military personnel patrol the town. We'll cross over to the northern region and touch base with our northern regional correspondent Christopher Mwako, who's been monitoring the situation, and as and when we get him, we'll bring in that conversation subsequently right here. Now, despite increasing methods and schemes for weight loss in the country, 50% of Ghanaian women and 20% of men continue to be obese. This, according to the 2022 Ghana Demographic and Health Survey report, is attributed to poor eating habits, lifestyle, and hereditary. Government statistician Professor Kwabena Anim says it will take deliberate efforts to promote proper lifestyle education.
I did mention earlier on the consumption of unhealthy food and what we see with obesity among adults. The first story is that half of our women are either overweight or obese, specifically more than a fifth of them being obese, 22%, and 28% of them being overweight within a BMI of 25 and 29. The situation between females and males is about 2 times. As we do record, 20.7% of males that are either overweight or obese relative to half, that is the 50.2% of females that are either overweight or obese. In the context of males, we have 3.9% of them that are obese and 16.8% of them that are overweight. This varies and increases with age, our lifestyles, and health outcomes.
Well, you heard the government statistician speaking there. Let's take you back to the northern parts of the country, to the troubled town of Boko in the Upper East region, where one person has been shot dead, while 2 others are in critical condition following an attack near the Boko police station on Wednesday, January 17. The deceased, a male, was rushed to the Boko Presbyterian Hospital, where he was later pronounced dead. The 2 other victims, who are females, are currently receiving treatment at Vineyard Hospital in Boko. Just last week, the Ministry of Interior renewed the curfew hours from 8 p.m. to 5 a.m. Well, let's cross over now to Boko, where Castro, our journalist there, is based for some updates. Castro, many thanks for your time. Give us a brief of what the security situation is looking like in the area.
Yes, so Samani, calm has been restored to the troubled town. People are going about their activities, daily activities. In fact, we're seeing that the security forces who have been in Boko since the renewal of these clashes and fighting, increasing their numbers and continuously patrolling major streets and the epicenter of the conflict. We understand that yesterday there was gunfire throughout the night, and in fact the security had to call in some reinforcement from the Bazua barracks, where more of the men of the Ghana forces are being put there in cases of emergency like we experienced yesterday.
Right, but what led to the shooting in the first place? Because we also understand that this attack was near a police station in Boko. What necessitated the shooting? Was it just sporadic? What led to the shooting?
Yes, Samani, the circumstances surrounding yesterday's shooting incidents are they are not immediately available. We understand that 2 masked men who we told were on a motorbike opened fire towards a group of people, and some of them were caught up hit by the stray or the bullets, leading to one casualty and 2 other victims. Security agencies within the area, as usual, have been very, very, very tight-lipped, haven't said anything, despite efforts from journalists to have them comment on the issue. But we understand that investigations have begun. Directives have been given from the police and other security agencies, high command, high hierarchy, tasking those on the ground to quickly investigate and find solutions to the attack.
Right. Now, we know that 2 other victims, 2 females, are currently receiving treatment. How are they responding to treatment?
Yes. So I just got some pictures from them because I haven't been able to access the health facility, and I'm told one of them is in a stable condition. The other one is yet to open her eyes, but we understand that the 2 of them are their conditions are stabilized and would in the coming days be able to go home.
Right. Finally, before I let you go, Castro, we understand that. It was just a few days ago when the curfew was revised in the area. How are residents also reacting to this latest shooting?
Yes. So residents have been calling for more stringent measures as far as dealing with the Boko conflict is concerned. The major thing on the lips of residents has always been that the security within the area focus on some particular parts of the municipality, thereby giving the opportunity for, the attackers, the faceless individuals who keep tormenting the town, to sneak into the areas where the presence of the security agencies is not felt well, or according in the words of residents properly. But the security agencies have been, refuting such claims, saying that they are continuously doing their best to ensure that the entire town is covered and is under control to stop some of these attacks that keep leading to loss of life and property.
I want to thank you so much for your time. Castro Senyal, as a local journalist, coming to us live from Boko in the Upper East region. Well, let's do some sports now, as expectations are high as the Black Stars are going to be facing off with 7-time African champions Egypt in a crucial match later today. I'm joined in studio by Michael Otieje, General Manager News here at Media General, for a chit-chat on, what the chances are for the Black Stars. Many thanks for your time, sir. Ghana is facing off with 7-time champions.